What up, Tube? So tonight we're working on a 31 again. Last night we got some 1x put in the floor. We got our first piece of sheet cut. I got some more 1x and the piece of sheet for under the pedals and up the firewall. I want to get this wrapped up tonight, patch up a couple things on the firewall, add a little bit more support in there, and get it back down to Colts tomorrow. So stay tuned. Make sure you smash that button below, subscribe to our channel, and follow. So I got all our pieces cut out. It's kind of dark in there, but we got this piece that comes up the firewall, and that'll mount and weld right to the firewall. There will be a couple filler pieces in the sides. The piece we cut last night for the floor. We will have some type of transmission tunnel in there. There doesn't need to be much, especially in here. It really doesn't need much of a tunnel. The transmission literally is just a little hump. Like I said, Colt's going more for the hot rod thing, so it's sitting high on the frame. We'll bead roll these squares in here yet. What I'm gonna do tonight is crimp our edge here and get everything all fitted so that it fits in there perfectly, and then we'll fasten it all down with fasteners for now, and we're going to take this back over and put it on the frame, cut out for the transmission before we do any welding in it at all. So now what I'm going to do is take this firewall panel, which this panel will overlap the one underneath it. So I'm going to use this tool here to crimp an edge, and I did just a little bit already. So basically, it'll make an edge. You can't see it there. It'll make an edge that comes up a little and over. That way that nice piece can lay under it. And then it also has a punch, so I can punch a bunch of holes in for my clecos. And then I'll put the whole thing together with clecos, make sure it all fits. Once we get it on the body, make any adjustments we need to make, and then we'll pull the clecos out and just plug weld it. So now that we're done, we got this nice raised edge, a bunch of holes punched for clecos, and that will overlap the piece under it. Super easy, super cool tool. I was having a little bit of a problem punching these holes. I've used that thing a lot, and I think I might have paid like 20 bucks for this at Harbor Freight. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit more, a little less. But yeah, the punch in there. Definitely didn't want to get through this 18 gauge. I think it's only rated for 20 gauge anyway, but like I said, I probably put a couple hundred holes and things with it, so that'll work for now. I'm gonna So now I got this all clecoed in to the pinch molding, and I got that overlap clecoed. It's all nice and flat. I only ever put the clecos in to keep it flat. I won't put them in every hole. Now I got these holes drilled, I can just drop weld right into them. It meets up with the firewall pretty good. Just put 2 temporary in there. There is a little hump here that goes in. Little tunnel that's gonna go in. Everything else rides below the floor. Obviously we'll have to cut for the shifter. He is going with a stick in here. But yeah, that's it for the front. I still have to bead roll these 2 floor shapes in. I can't do that right now. I'm here by myself, and using that bead roller by hand with such a large piece is impossible because it's not a it's a mechanical bead roller. I don't have the ability to have a motorized one right now. Someday, but for right now, that's it. I got floors in. They'll need trimmed, bead rolled, welded up, but we'll do that after final fit and fitment. So yeah, the 31 is floored. Next thing I want to do while it's here is address this giant hole in the firewall. I think Colt said that he's gonna fill the rest of these little holes that he doesn't need himself, but this big guy for steering, we're gonna take care of that here quick. Somebody torched everything out. The new steering box comes in up under here. So I made a little patch panel here to go over all those holes in the firewall where that old steering column came through. Remember in previous videos I talked about making sure you always round off the corners of your patch panel because of heat distribution when you're welding. So I'm gonna cut this out, try to zip it through with the Plaz, go back and clean it up with the grinder, and then clamp that piece in and start welding. So that's it for that little patch. It's still a little high. I always leave them a little high because that bigger 4-inch grinder just gets too hot and grinds too much. We'll take the smaller DA. There's a little bit of welding that can be done in here. That's pretty good on that side. This firewall is not perfect. It isn't meant to be. This is a driver. So yeah, we'll do a little bit more welding and some grinding with the DA so it's a little cleaner than that. And then I'll let Colt fill all his holes himself. And yeah, that's it. So that's gonna be it for this episode of Handmade Hooligan. pretty stoked on our progress. We got all those floors mocked up and in. I wanted to get that gas tank mounted back in there, but we do need to get this back to Colts. My wife's truck is down at his shop, and it's not really in a spot it's supposed to be in. So we're gonna get that back down there, get this back down to his shop. It was just easier to make these floors in my shop because I have all the tools here, and yeah, do things the easy way, and you will smile every day. But either way, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that button below, follow along, leave me some comments. If you have any questions or even anything, comment below. I'll get back to you. As always, you could do it too. Get out there, build some cool stuff. Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more backstory on this whole car build in this next episode. Like I said, it's a super special thing, and I'm really proud to be part of it and be able to help a buddy out in his time of need. We talked a little bit, and he's going to share his story behind this car and why we're trying to get it done so quick. So stay tuned. As always, be safe. Subscribe to the channel. Have a good night, everybody.